Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and welcome back to WWE Fans TV Recap Show. And today's recap show will be for the Muppets. This episode is entitled Hostile Makeover. So, before we get into this episode, of course, I gotta warn you, spoilers are ahead. So, if you haven't seen this episode, don't watch this review. But if you have seen the episode, continue on watching. You're gonna enjoy it. So yeah, spoilers are ahead. So, this episode is basically about, Miss Piggy. She's all going crazy because she doesn't have a date to the People's Choice Awards. And now Kermit has to try and get her a date to the People's Choice Awards. And he does. And it's the singer called Josh Gambit, I think. And, and they start dating, and it's basically, and she wants him on the show more often, and let's just say things are not going well for the show. And on a side note, Fozzie gets invited to a party at Jay Leno's house, and let's just say he steals a candy dish. Yeah. So, what I think of this week's episode? I really enjoyed this week's episode. Another great episode from the Muppets. I really enjoyed this episode. Another funny, great episode. So yeah. So let's get into my positives. And my positives are, the acting with the episode. The acting's actually really good with the episode. I thought, the acting was really good. Everybody was really funny in this episode. Everybody did a really funny job in the movie. So yeah, I thought the acting was really good. I thought everybody did a really good job in this movie. So yeah. This episode, so yeah. The comedy really works in this episode. I thought the comedy was great. Some really, really, really funny moments in this episode. Some great jokes in this episode. I thought, it was some great comedy. So yeah, really good moments, funny moments in this episode. So yeah. The writing's great. I thought the writing was really great with this episode. The writing was great. The directing was really good as well. I thought the directing was really good with this episode. So yeah. Let's talk about some of the moments that were in this episode, because there were some funny moments in this episode. Let's first talk about what goes on with Fozzie Bear with Jay Leno. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what happens is he steals a candy dish. And, he's feeling bad about it. He's like, oh no, I stole a candy dish from Jay Leno. And, when he gets called back over there to go back to his house, he's all nervous. And he drops the candy dish. He drops the candy dish. And, Jay Leno offers him to go open for his show. And then when he sees him try to steal another item, he's like, Jay Leno, he's like, I stole something once. I stole a candy dish from George Carlin. And he looks to go find that candy dish, and he's like, where's my George Carlin candy dish? And he's like, you've got a problem, And then he tells him to get out, and he's like, can I keep this pen? And he's like, get out! It was funny. That was really funny. When Kermit, when Miss Piggy gets her tantrum in the beginning, that was really funny as well. I enjoyed that. That was funny. Kermit in this episode, Kermit was actually really, really funny in this episode. I thought he did a really great job, because he tries to fight Josh Gambit, and he hops on him and just flops down. That was funny as well. Another really enjoyable moment from this episode. And the last one is that, this is at the end when the credits happen. Kermit mentions this thing where he, wanted to kiss Leah Thompson in an elevator. And when Leah Thompson's in the elevator, and he's like, oh no, I thought this day would never happen. And then he's about to kiss her, and then Gonzo, really? And then Gonzo comes in, and it's like, I finally found out where my mother is, because they've been talking about where his mother has been at. And he finally finds out, and he's like, not the right time, Gonzo. And I thought that was really funny as well, so yeah. But I do have two problems with this episode. My first problem is that there's this whole other side plot as well, where the bear, the big bear, he wants to sell cookies to try and raise money for, I guess his daughter's bike. And, you know, and then there's this other guy, this, like, news reporter type guy that's also selling cookies. I didn't really enjoy that. I thought that was just a bit random, and I didn't really like that, so yeah. And my last negative is that there were some jokes that didn't work. Some. There were some jokes that I thought just didn't work in the episode. There was just some. Not too much, but there was just some, so yeah. But besides that, I really enjoyed this episode. This is another great episode from the Muppets. Can't wait to see what they do next week, so yeah. So it's time for my official grade on this episode, and my official grade on this episode is an A-. Another great episode. I really enjoyed it, so yeah, very funny. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for next week's episode, so yeah, it's getting an A-. So what do you guys think of this week's episode? Leave in the comment section below. I'm WWE Fan 0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.